You don't have to look at it if it starts to get on your nerves, but I think that's Michaux's intention. Peace in the breaking. Space coughed up on me, and then I no longer exist. The skies roll their eyes, the eyes that say nothing and don't know much. From 1,000 crushings crushed, extended to infinity, witness of infinity, infinite all the same, set to infinity, native land that offers, that doesn't use my 2 hands, but that grinds up 1,000 hands that I recognize yet do not know, that embraces me and through mixing subtracts me from myself, opens me up and assimilates me. To the swarm I return, thousands of swallows' wings tremble across my life. Prism, I settle into the prism, I dwell there, time of solemnity. I receive the waves that bring indifference, pure and precarious, the small life withdraws from the life pushed by ghosts against me. Furrow, the split form of an immense being, accompanies me and is my sister. I listen to the thousands of leaves. The overly acute impression of my displeasure accompanies the overly acute impression of my pleasure, of the vertiginous pleasure, of pleasure at its most extreme, a desire for union. Oh, that desire for union, fluid, fertile, double of the double, double of any redoubling, open petals, petals without an end, perfumed with the perfume of the unsayable, the flower of the perpetual, fountains, the pulse of the window awakens, the luminous pulse of the break of day, dazzling, dazzling, shot in the head, silent fire of photons, white lightning, prolonged lightning, endless lightning, chills, immense environs, gusts, violet gusts, gusts against the bird. In a high space under my open forehead, suddenly I see rising themselves in tears, rising themselves to infinity, angularly, 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 enormous, giant, flamboyant, Gothic monuments, fusing, exasperated, maniacs of acceleration, of Gothic stabs, of Gothic scales, of Gothic ballistics, Gothic jet. Discomfort, crystals now in slender little columns, ridiculous, porticos, pavilions, penduculate, slender, fine, flowing, openwork, small, pointy, like minarets. Shame, oh, that lasciviousness in the colors, optical creasings of the perverse caress of scintillation at every moment spat on by macular sights. To have lived is ennobled, trampled by this whole crowd, nothing but crowds, crowd that repulses the angel, and all that goes on in the tetanized soul, monstrously, the exhausted being, but a genitor, all the more a genitor without knowing it, the twist of the lines, sign of vices. I know now, I know the line that perverts, that drags you along, and the baroque. I know, however, the space and my space that itches, let's continuously move and bubble. Ocelli, infinite ocelli that swarm. I lend myself to the ocelli, to the infirm rips, to the volutes. I fold myself in 1,000 folds that fold me, unfold me, small traitors that vertiginously fray me. I shiver, allowing the pulling of never-ending bells that call me incessantly for nothing. Infinity, infinity that torments my body and that laughs at my finish, and that in elusive shudders and through retreats turns my finish into dust. Infinity that extends me, and without effort, without spectacle, relinquishes me from my holds. White vermin with overly fine embroidery that runs everywhere and gets nowhere, too fine, and that stretches me, undermines me, and frays me. Space that madly horripilates me in lace, riddles me and plucks out my mind. Crowd, crazed, crook-back crowd, chills translated into chiseled palaces with columns that are too slender, brilliance through failure, ornaments through tickling, stalactites through sliding. In fact, because of the powder I have eaten, all those creases have come out, those creases and all that gleams.